a video yesterday. I'm going to tell you why. So, we have to backtrack to Wednesday night because that was the last time I talked to you guys. So, we went to bed about 9:30, which, you know, and I was asleep by about 10 after I was reading a little bit. And then about 10:30, my dog started barking, and it was, you know, he has like, you guys who have dogs will know, they have like their different kind of barks. And this was more of a, like he had to go outside bark. And I'm just like, I thought it was the middle of the night. I'm just, well, you know, I was thinking it was a lot later than it was. And I just kept telling him, I'm like, no, you already went. Because I always take him out right before we go to bed. And he never has to get up in the middle of the night. And so, I was just going to wait and see, you know, what he wanted before I actually got up out of bed to take him. And so he wouldn't stop. So I finally was starting, my husband's like, what's wrong with him? I'm like, I don't know, I think he needs to go out. And so I was getting ready to take him out, and I started looking around the room, and I'm like, why is it so quiet in here? And because we sleep with the fan on to help my husband with his ringing in his ears, and plus he gets really hot, and so he likes to have the fan. And so he's like, oh, I forgot to turn the fan on. I'm like, no, there's something different. And I'm like looking around, and I look over to my side table, and my clock wasn't working. And I told him, I said, I think the electricity is out. And because the heater wasn't running, nothing was running. And so, yeah, so we realized that's what it was. So my dog, apparently, when everything went out, it alerted him, and he was just letting us know. And so I was like, okay, so what the heck, you know? So I go to look in our Facebook. We have a neighborhood watch Facebook group for just our little neighborhood of our city. And so I go on there, and my next door neighbor had posted something in there so that her electricity was out. So I knew that it wasn't just us. So I just figured it was an outage, and I wasn't going to bother to call the power company because, one, I figured there's probably other people doing that, and I don't want to be one of the ones sitting on the line waiting. So I started going through our whole neighborhood Facebook group, and our whole entire neighborhood, which our neighborhood is like 4,000 people. We live in a little suburb of the main city, and I think there's like 4,000 to 5,000 people live out there. And so that's what our Facebook group is kind of, you know, but really the most active people are the ones that seem to live in my vicinity, which is nice because then we know about any kind of break-ins that are going on, any of that kind of thing. Anyway, so I was just like, so then I went over to the Scanner Facebook page. We have for our local law enforcement and stuff, we have a, you know, a Scanner Facebook page. And so I went to that, and it was out in the entire county. Well, there was actually like a few cities. There's a couple that were in South County and a couple in North County that didn't lose power. But it was mostly countywide. It ended up being, I think, about 40,000 people that were out of power. And so I was just like, oh, great. Because I could not sleep. And I don't know, I don't think it was really the fan. Because sometimes when my husband leaves really early for work, I'll turn off the fan and I can sleep just fine. But it was just the fact that there was and I'm going to the coffee place to get coffee. I think it was just that you never realize how much white noise and like energy that power gives to your house. And so I think that's what it was that white noise. I didn't have that. And so I could not go to sleep. And the estimated time for it to be coming back on was like 2 a.m. Ended up coming on, I think, right before 1. So that's when I finally fell asleep. So I'll be right back. I love about this coffee place is that they come out and take your order. They just text the orders to the inside, and that way by the time you get up there, it's ready to go because they get really super busy here. Anyway, where's it go? Okay, so electricity didn't come back on, and my dog and myself could not sleep at all until it came back on. As soon as it came back on, I fell right asleep, and my dog got up in bed and he fell right asleep. So he was just as restless as I was. So anyway, so there's that. So then when the power came back on, everything was fine, I thought. So I get up in the morning, get ready for work, and I go to check on because my video was uploading before I went to bed, and I didn't know if it had actually uploaded. And so I went to go check it, and my monitor wasn't working. So that power surge apparently fried my monitor, and people are walking by, so I don't want them to see my light and me talking to myself. And so they, so I knew I was going to have to go get a monitor, which really bummed me out because you guys know that I had to buy a car because my car stopped working, and so there's money there, and it's almost Christmas, and the last thing I want to do is have to buy anything that's not Christmas related. And so I was just really bummed. My husband was just like, well, you got to get one. But the thing is, my husband's monitor just went out 2 weeks ago, and so he's using our TV as a computer monitor, which of course he loves because now he has a 32-inch monitor, but it's kind of inconvenient. And so, but the thing is, he was like, oh no, because let's wait till after Christmas before we worry about getting a monitor for me. And so I felt really bad. And see, the thing is, here's the thing, I feel guilty about getting a monitor because he doesn't have one, but yet I know that my son got him a monitor for Christmas. And so that's the thing, you know, it's like, and I don't want to tell my husband that he's getting that because it would really hurt my son, because my son, you know, is so excited to give it to him because he knows it's something he needs and would really want, because my husband's really hard to buy for. And so, you know, so that's the thing is, I felt guilty yesterday buying monitors. So good news is, though, we have a survivor pool at work, and my survivor won the finale, and so I won the $257 that we had in our pool. So I used the money from that, and that's what my husband said. He goes, just use your prize money. I'm like, okay. So but I feel so guilty, and yeah. So anyway, there's that. So I have a new monitor, but that's why there was no video up yesterday, because I didn't know if I was going to get a monitor. I was really stressed out about the whole thing. But yesterday went really, really well. I didn't eat away my stress or anything. I did have some soup at lunchtime, and I did get it from our buffet area for work, which yesterday was our last day of the buffet as far as lunch goes. And what I did was, which here's a tip for you guys, which I have to hurry because I have to get into work, but here's a tip for you guys, is that when you have soups and stuff on a buffet like that, look for broth-based soups, because those tend to be lower in points. You know, that, I mean, it makes sense. You guys probably already know this, but that's how I look for what I'm going to get when in a kind of like buffet. I look for those types of things. So, you know, like a cream-based one is going to be, you know, higher in points. So I just looked for broth-based items like that with soups, and it was really good. It was like a turkey, potato, vegetable thing, and it was so good. So I did really good yesterday. I did have one little Dove dark chocolate square. I can't remember how many points that was. 2 points? I don't remember, but I did log it. And then dinner last night was just a chicken breast and salad and green beans. So it was really light. I didn't actually only end up eating about 23 points yesterday, which was not a plan, but that's what happened. So anyway, I got to call my husband and then get into work. I will talk to you guys at lunchtime. Okay, bye. And I'll explain why there was no breakfast this morning. Guys, so I didn't have much time to talk to you guys this morning, but I'm going to tell you about weigh-in. So let's start with that. So this morning, let's see, last week I had lost, what was it, 0.8 of my, was it 0.8? I know I weighed in at 194.4 last week, and I had gained 2.2, what was it, the week before, which I didn't know why. So I lost 0.8. So, well, none of that makes sense, because, let's see, before the gain, I was at 193.2. Then I gained 2.2, so I was 195.4. And last week I weighed in at 194.4. So I had lost a pound. That's right, a pound of it. So this week I weighed in at 193. So I lost all of my gain plus 0.2. So I lost 1.4 this week. And so I am excited about that. So, so that's a total loss on Weight Watchers of 41.4 and a total loss of 87 from the very beginning. Like, I lost, whatever that is, 40 something pounds before I started Weight Watchers. And then, so I've lost 87 total. So I'm excited, yay. And then, so it's just gonna be the same old stuff. I do have something in the works for what my plan is for January as we start into the new year. I want to make some, you know, kind of goals for 2017. And so I do have something I'm working on, but I'm going to do a whole video on that by itself. So right now, my goals are pretty much just to keep on what I have going on. You know, I'm just going to get through these holidays and get through these next couple weeks, maintaining or hopefully losing. I mean, right now, like I said, I just want to just, you know, try to stay, you know, my goal is to stay under 200, of course, but I want to try to, you know, keep losing or maintaining what I am, you know, through the holidays. Due to weather, I don't know now what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to be traveling or not because the weather by my parents' house is not good. And just this bad weather makes me nervous, and it's not worth driving in. You know, I mean, we got to see them on Thanksgiving, and I mean, I feel bad that we're thinking about not going, but I have to be safe, and I have to think of my family, and there's no reason to have such a stressful Christmas just, you know, to get up there through this weather. And it really stresses me out and really exhausts me. It really does. So I may have a little bit easier time than I thought, because if we're not traveling, then I don't have that extra added stress and, you know, all that stuff that goes along with traveling. So I'm excited about weigh-ins. So like I said, I'm just going to keep on doing. I'm going to exercise when I can, which I'm off the next couple weeks. Today's my last day before a holiday break. And then I don't go back until January 3rd. So I do want to do a little, oh my gosh, lady, why are you driving like that? I'm going to do a little video schedule update. I'm going to grab something to eat real quick. Breakfast today, the reason why I didn't show you breakfast is because breakfast today was breakfast by our managers. They did like a breakfast for the employees. I always do that the last day before break. So we had our Christmas breakfast, and then and that was like breakfast burritos. So that was super easy to be able to count, because I just ate, you know, just eggs and a little bit of potatoes and that kind of thing. So I have to still track it all. I wrote it down because I didn't want to get my phone out during, you know, our breakfast and everything. So I just wrote it myself a little note on what I had. So I will point that all out. But I did start over, of course, with my weekly. So I do have, my app is being really super weird. When I first logged into my app this morning to track my weight, I opened up the app, and this little drop-down thing dropped down and said, you're in swapping mode, and then it went away, and I can't find where that message went. I looked at my messages, it's not there. So I don't know what that means. I've been meaning to Google it, but I keep forgetting, and I'll probably forget by the time I get back to work. But so my weeklies, I told you guys, they switched suddenly from 42 to 35, and I didn't even post weight or anything. It's just one day I turned on my app, and then right in front of my eyes, it just went boop, and it went from 42 to 35. So I thought, okay, so, you know, I'm at 35 weeklies. Okay, fine. And so when I opened up my app today, that's when it said that swapping mode. And then all of a sudden it switched from, I saw it go to 42. So I thought, what the heck, you know? So I go and I log my weight, and I go back into the main screen, and it says 35 again. So I don't know what it's doing. I have no idea. So I'm going to have to look into that. I mean, it's a difference of 7 points, which I don't normally eat all my weeklies anyway, but I'm just curious, and I want to know what that swapping thing was that it was doing. So I don't know. Very weird. So I'm at McDonald's, and I am going to grab just a Southwest chicken salad, and then with no dressing, and probably a Diet Dr. Pepper. I've not been doing very good with water. That is definitely one of my goals for this week, is water. I've been doing terrible water, and you guys know I do terrible at home on water. and kind of makes me nervous. I'm gonna be home the next 2 weeks, so I need to do that water, chug that water. So that is my plan. My fingernails are really bugging me today for some reason. So anyway, so that is my plan. So as soon as I grab my food here and on my way back to work, I will do the video schedule update. And no fears, if anything, you guys are going to be getting more videos. It's just the schedule itself is going to be a little bit different because of me being off work. So some videos will be coming back, like my recipe videos and my Pinterest videos will be coming back. But I just want to let you know kind of the time frame that things are going to be happening, and what to expect over the next couple of weeks. So it's time for me to order my food, and I will be back with you in just a second. Okay, so I got a grilled Southwest chicken salad with no dressing, and I believe that's 9 points. I get it almost every week, and I can never remember how many points. And I got a Diet Dr. Pepper, which I haven't had in a long time. So, videos. Okay. So, here's my thing. Did I finish telling you guys? I'm sure I finished telling you guys the story with my monitor and all that. So, I have a new monitor. That's why I wasn't on yesterday. And everything was just really crazy and stressful. But we're all good now. Video schedule. Okay, so tomorrow, Saturday, I'll have a grocery haul, but it's gonna be kind of a smallish haul. Actually, I think I'll probably get, what I'm gonna do, I think it's gonna be everything but Costco. Because my plan, I think, is going to be, I'm gonna go to Costco on Monday. So here's what I'm thinking. I have some Christmas shopping still to do. For one thing, I need to get stocking stuffers for the kids. And then there's a few things I'd like to get at Costco for Christmas presents too. So my plan, I think, is just to do the bulk of the weekly grocery shopping on Saturday. So you guys will have a grocery haul on Saturday. Sunday, there will not be a meal prep. I'm going to probably do it throughout the week. And I think how I'm going to do it is just little clips throughout the week as I do them. And then they will be compiled, and it'll be at next Sunday. Because what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I want to stock up my freezers with some things during these next 2 weeks. So I want to stock up on breakfast items, so like breakfast sandwiches, breakfast burritos, some of the little frittata things in, the egg muffin cups, things like that. I want to stock up those. So I'll probably do one day of just breakfast. And then another day I'm going to do lunch type items. So I'll do like my son's sandwiches. I'm going to do some soups, and other things that I find that I can do that I can freeze. I'm going to do that for lunches. And then I'm going to start thinking of some dinners to do as well. And like meatloafs, I can do some turkey meatloafs and some beef meatloafs. And then anything else I can think of. That's what I'm going to spend a lot of time this weekend, is thinking of some items that I can be meal prepping, and that's what is going to happen during the week. So I'm going to do little clips of that stuff during the week for freezer items. So these next 2 weeks will be mostly freezer items, because I don't really need to prep my lunches per se. Now I might do some vegetables and fruit and things like that I'll have handy in the refrigerator because I'm going to be home, but I still want to prep some of those things. That way I still set myself up for success. And so I think that'll be happening. But I'm going to really focus this week on the bulk of the freezer stuff. So this weekend I'm going to clean out my refrigerator, freezer, and then my deep freeze. And I'm going to clean those out and then make my list and start those next week. And then in between, like I said, I'll do some vegetable cups, my usual vegetables and my usual fruits. So they're there and I can grab them and eat them while I'm home. So Saturday you'll have a grocery haul. Sunday, so we'll only have subscriber Sunday on Sunday. Monday we'll still have a planner video. And then what I'm going to do when I do go to Costco, or any of that kind of stuff. I'm going to just do any grocery hauls through the week, because then I'll do my major grocery haul on Friday. That way I can be home with my husband and stuff on the next weekend. So I'll be doing any grocery shopping for the next week throughout the week, but I'm just going to take those clips, I'll put them together, and it'll be again on next Saturday. So grocery hauls will not change. Meal prep, the only thing that's going to change is this weekend, and then it'll be normal from here on out. What else are on those days? Okay, so that's that. Planner's going to still stay on Monday. I will be doing recipe videos, and then I'm going to try to find some Pinterest videos to do. If I can't do any Pinterest videos, I'm going to be doing some craft videos, holiday like type craft videos or other craft videos after the holidays. But I'm gonna pre-record a bunch and then have them set to go. So I have another like beading tutorial that I'm gonna do for a different project, and then some other crafty stuff that I'm gonna be doing a lot throughout the next 2 weeks, and then just scheduling them. So so you'll have something those days, and then recipe videos, again, same thing. I'm gonna, you know, pre-record a bunch of them as I make dinners and lunches and things like that throughout the next couple weeks. I'm gonna record them and then schedule them, and you know, they'll be ready to go over the month of January. And then I'll have a lot of day in the lives the next couple weeks. So instead of my what I ate videos, it's going to be mostly day in the lives. And I will try to make sure those aren't an hour long. I'll make sure I try to keep them at 30 minutes max. Maybe 45 minutes. We'll see how it goes. I'll try to cut down a lot of my talking. That's what a lot that I do, you know, my babbling. So other than that, I mean, really things are not going to change. It's just my meal prep pretty much Sunday. But all the content's still going to be there, and it's just going to be more of it. I have, I have one more tag video, but that's going to be a New Year's tag, so it'll be towards the end of the month. And then I'm going to do a 50 random facts video. I'm going to film that this weekend. It'll be up on Friday of next week. And then I'm going to be doing a video about the new year. So I will talk in that video, I'm going to be talking about my plan for 2017 and the little project that I'm coming up with that will start in January. And I have January and February, but I don't have anything beyond that, so it'll be kind of a test to see how January and February goes, but it's going to be similar. But anyways, I will go through all that. I am working at the details of that this weekend, and so that video will be at the end of the month, of course, too. So that's what you have to looking forward to. Anyway, so I don't want this video to be super long, but I talked about weigh-in, so yay. I can't wait to talk about your guys' weigh-in on Sunday. I don't know what's for dinner tonight. I'll have to see what the family wants. After eating that breakfast, I got really full, and I'll get really full from this. I don't know if I'll be very hungry at dinner time. Lately, I've not been very hungry at dinner, and I've been literally just eating like a yogurt and like a side salad. That's all I've had. That's all I had. The last, like yesterday I ate a chicken breast and some green beans, but I just haven't been very hungry lately. I had lasagna soup day before last. That was really good. The lasagna soup was really good, but I haven't been eating a lot. I don't know, just haven't been hungry in the dinner time area, which is, I guess, good, because I haven't had any appetite after dinner at all. So we'll see what I end up for dinner. Tonight's going to be busy because I want to get my grocery list done and somewhat of a meal plan for next week. And then go from there. So I'm going to get in there, so I have 30 minutes left to eat and everything. So I will talk to you all hopefully after I get off work, unless it's too dark and yucky outside, which it has been. So if it is, then I won't. And I will try to check in and let you guys know what is for dinner, or what I end up having. So I will talk to you later. Bye. Hey guys, so I just got off work. We didn't get out early today, which I didn't expect anyway. It's just, it has happened the last couple years, but I didn't think it would this year. But anywho, so it is 4:25. I did leave a little bit early because I did get there a little bit early this morning. Well, it's 4:25 and I am heading to the post office. So it closes at 5. I have to go through horrific traffic through downtown to get there. Plus, downtown is a mess because it's being worked on. I don't know how much of that area is still under construction. Luckily, I was smart enough to put all of the packages in a big, gift bag. So, at least they're all contained and I can just grab it and run. I think as long as I am in there before 5 o'clock, they have to let me in. So I'm hoping, and I'm just hoping for not a super long line, because I know that, like, what was I reading on the post office? I believe the 19th, so Monday, is the last day to mail regular first class mail for delivery by Christmas in most areas, you know, for most areas of the country. So I'm thinking Monday will be a worse day than today, but I could be so wrong, so wrong. So so I think I probably will leave you here. Oh, I forgot to ask my husband what he wants for dinner tonight. I'll have to call him back after the post office and see. As I suspected, I'm not hungry at all, so it's really hard for me to come up with something. So I probably will just get them something, and then, yeah, go from there. I don't know. I might just go home and see what he wants, and then he might just want pizza or something. So we'll see what happens. I'm just excited to be off work for the next 2 weeks. Well, I have to go in for a meeting one day, but it's only 3 hours and that's it. I don't have to go for the whole day or anything. They gave me the option. They're like, well, we don't want you to have to come all the way in for just one meeting if you don't want to. I'm like, I'm fine with just coming in for a few hours. No problem. And they gave me the choice. I want to learn as much about this new job as I can and about the processes. And I'd like, you know, I mean, this is something that they, you know, they would just tell me about. But I learned so much easier hands-on, so I'd rather be there when all this process takes place and hearing the brainstorming around it, because that makes me feel like I know it and feel more comfortable. So that's why I just said, sure, I'll come. So anyway, I'm going to let you guys go because the traffic is horrible, and I want to be safe. So I will check in with you guys after the post office. Okay guys, sorry about that. I forgot to turn the camera around so you guys could see me. I was just turning, actually that was like a view of the courthouse that you guys just saw. So I just got done at the post office. It is 4:55. So I got there at, what was it? 4:27. So not bad. When I got there, the line was out the door. Out the inside door, not the outside door. And when you walk in, you know, there's an area with all like the P.O. boxes, and then there's the door to get inside there, and I was outside that door. But I had 13 packages to mail, so it took a while, and I've never mailed anything to Canada before, and I didn't know you had like fill out special paperwork, and the one I was sending to Canada was almost at the end, and he's like, oh, that's when you had to fill out custom stuff, and I'm like, what? And so I'm glad though he still had like, I think it was 4 envelopes to process while I was, you know, 4 other like packages to process while I was doing the customs thing, because it took me forever because I've never filled out one before. So I had no clue. I've just never mailed anything to Canada before, but now I know. But good news, I didn't think the stuff would be there until either end of the week or after Christmas, but the receipt shows that most of them will be there on Monday. I don't know about the Canada one. I got a green light now. But how exciting. So they are going to get there before Christmas. So I wasn't sure with packages, and I was just mailing them first class. So anyway, so that is my adventures for the day. I know we didn't have any food today, so I'm definitely not going to call this a what I ate video. This is going to be just a kind of little check-in, weigh-in, random. This was my day. You guys saw my day. You saw my morning, then you saw my afternoon when I was going to lunch, and then you saw my after work. So this was my day today. But no, it's a good day. Like I said, it's nice knowing that I have this time off, and tonight I don't know, still don't know what we're gonna do for dinner. I think I'm just gonna go home and just probably be like a fend for yourself type deal, or something. I don't know. I'm not gonna call my husband. I'm gonna call my husband and see what he wants before I get too far out of town. And then, but I'm just not hungry, so I'll probably just grab something at home. But I probably won't film it because I want to get this video up so you guys know how weigh-in went, and I just want to I need to start making my list for the weekend. So That's my plan. So thank you for joining me today. And I look forward next week to doing some day in the life videos with you guys. And I think I'm going to do a holiday, I don't think I'm going to do a separate video for my holiday like decor. It'll probably just be part of a video, part of a day in the life, because it's not, I'll put in the title, you know, holiday decor or something like that, so you guys know that's what it is. But I just have a very few spots in my house that have it, and I may kind of add onto it over the next week or so, just as I see things. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to do a separate video, because I feel like it's kind of a waste of a video, because it's not going to be anything too exciting. So anyway, so I am going to go ahead and go, and I will, I'm going to call my husband real quick. Like I said, I'm going to pull over here, call him and see if he wants me to pick him up anything. He was sick today, but he said he's feeling a little bit better, so I want him to try to eat something. So anyway, I will talk to you all tomorrow for grocery haul, and then Sunday for Subscriber Sunday. So see you then. Bye.